It's Thursday, March 20th.
We strongly condemn the execution.
Foreign Affairs confirming 4 Canadians have been executed in China over drug-related crimes. Experts say this is a sign our country's relationship with Beijing will not thaw anytime soon.
We do this not to fight the war, but to prepare for the worst.
New partnership. Canada in the advanced stages of joining a defense partnership with Europe. Talks starting almost immediately after 50 first-state threats began from south of the border.
I can't say how many times I've heard it's easier for me to access Alabama than Alberta.
The flow of alcohol in Canada is being slowed by trade barriers between the provinces. We are now seeing signs of cooperation.
I'd say it happens every week for sure, sometimes every day.
So Quebec will soon allow restaurants to charge no-shows for reservations. But some owners say it doesn't go far enough. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada, and welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
And I'm Kelsey McEwen. Hope your day is off to a wonderful start. Mine is, because we're all back together.
It's been a minute.
I was gonna say.
When was the last time?
Last season.
It feels like that.
Yeah, it was like before March break.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Well, it's nice to have everybody back.
Yeah, especially on a day like today when obviously there's so much to talk about. So let's get into it. The federal government is condemning Beijing for executing 4 Canadians. Michael Kovrig says those actions show the country has no intention of improving relations.
It's not surprising that China would execute people, but what is relatively unusual is that it would execute foreign citizens. It hasn't done that in recent years, to my knowledge.
Michael Kovrig was held in a prison in China for more than 1,000 days. The 4 executed Canadians were sentenced on drug-related charges. In a statement, Global Affairs says, quote, Canada strongly condemns China's use of the death penalty and insists Canada repeatedly called for clemency for these individuals at the most senior levels. Meanwhile, China's embassy is also confirming the execution, saying they always impose severe penalties for drug crimes. China's 100% tariff on Canadian canola products is now in effect. The tariff covers canola oil and canola meal made in our country. This is Beijing's response to Canada's move to put a 100% tariff on Chinese EVs. In addition to the canola tariff, China has also hit Canada with a 25% tax on seafood exports. This is a new blow to exporters already facing a 25% tariff from the U.S.
It's going to be difficult to pass these tariffs on to our customers. So there will be negotiations up and down the value chain to see sort of how far we can push them, and that will set the prices this spring.
China and the U.S. are by far the biggest buyers of Nova Scotia lobster. With these new tariffs in place, exporters say it's crucial to find new markets. The province is spending $200,000 to help find new ways to expand seafood exports. Trade wars are putting a new urgency on making trade easier between provinces, and one main area of focus right now is alcohol.
If we were able to get that easier at a more affordable price that we could introduce our guests to, then that would be a win for everyone.
Right now, producers aren't allowed to deal directly with bars and restaurants in other provinces. They have to go through provincially run distributors first. So changing these rules requires provinces to get on the same page. We are seeing some progress. Here's how. New Brunswick changing its Liquor Control Act to allow customers to buy directly from other provinces. New Brunswick is also scrapping personal exemption limits on liquor for people entering the province. Canada is in the advanced stages of negotiations with Europe on joining its new defense partnership.
The international order is undergoing changes of a magnitude not seen since 1945. This is a pivotal moment for European security.
The European Union announced a new effort to break its security dependency on the U.S. So that includes a focus on buying more European defense equipment rather than from the U.S. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly says our involvement is largely because of growing concerns around Russia's war in Ukraine and U.S. President Donald Trump's ongoing threats of annexing our country. Melanie Joly says talks with Europe about expanding security and defense started almost immediately after Donald Trump started talking about the 51st state. A preliminary report on last month's Delta Airlines crash at Pearson Airport is expected to be released today. The Transportation Safety Board says this report will include some preliminary information as well as an update on the investigation. The Delta flight from Minneapolis was carrying 76 people when it crashed, flipped over during landing. 21 people were hurt. The airline has offered each passenger a payment of $30,000, which comes with what they call no strings attached. At least 2 lawsuits have been filed in the U.S. Quebec's government will soon let restaurants charge people who don't show up for their reservations.
We've staffed we've prepped the food. They don't show up. It's really hard for us to last minute fill that table. So you can understand how, multiply that by 5 nights a week, 12 months a year, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue that's lost.
It adds up, that's for sure. The Provincial Restaurants Association estimates the average restaurant loses around $49,000 a year because of no-shows. So here's the plan. Starting July 17th, Starting July 17th, restaurants can charge up to $10 a person for no-shows, but only if the reservation is for more than 5 people. Restaurants won't be able to charge the fee if at least 1 member of the group shows up. Some owners say the penalty is a good first step, but they should be able to decide on their own cancellation policies. It is another big night for Canada's national men's soccer team as they face Mexico in the CONCACAF Nations League semifinal.
We're a strong team. We have a strong foundation, and everyone's proud to be Canadian, to be part of this team, to be part of this journey that we're embarking on.
The winner of tonight's match in LA will face the winner of USA and Panama on Sunday. The losers will face each other in a third-place match. These matches are seen as crucial for World Cup 2026 prep as Canada gets ready to face other top teams in a competitive environment. Of course, you can catch all the action on TSN. And some great news for Canadian soccer fans as well. Canada Soccer and Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, they've just announced a series of men's international friendlies to be played at BMO Field in June. It's called the Canada Shield Tournament. Good name. Will take place on June 7th and 10th. It will include Ukraine, Cote d'Ivoire, and New Zealand. Canada will open against Ukraine on the 7th. That's fun. With spring in the air, Barrie's Public Library is giving a boost to people with a green thumb or who wish to have a green thumb this year.
So this is more about growing food. So the seeds there's carrots, there's beets, there's some lettuce and spinach. Things that I would say are relatively easy for somebody who's new to gardening to grow, and that can produce a lot so that you can reap those rewards.
This is so fun. They're handing out free packets of seeds to anyone who wants them. Since 2017, they've been working with Ontario seed producers who donate enough seeds for 3,000 packets to be up for grabs. They're also encouraging people to bring back any seeds from what you grow at the end of the season.